So this is $1,400 worth of iPad Pro keyboards. I've used every one of these products over the last 4 months. The best non-trackpad version is going to be this $150 Zagg Rugged Book Go. And a close second is the $130 Slim Folio Pro by Logitech. Now, if you're thinking I need something with an actual trackpad, you can drop a soul-sucking $350 on the Apple Magic Keyboard. But honestly, it's worth the $350 because the next cheapest alternative is this Brydge Pro at $230, and this product is terrible.
For the rest of this review, I'm going to touch on the high-level pros and cons for each product. I've done detailed reviews for each one of them, so if you really want to know the details, do check out that playlist. So let's do this list from the cheapest to the most expensive because the quality of the keyboards actually correlates quite well to the score that I've given them. There are only a couple of exceptions, but yeah, oh well. At MobileReviewsEh, Monty and I base all our reviews on actual usage. Other channels do sponsored posts. We do OMG, how much money did we spend on all these products posts?
Hold on a second. Before we continue, Monty always forgets to tell Aaron to introduce me at the beginning of these videos. So I'm Val, I'm the one with the colored fingernails.
First up is the ProCase. This is a $60 keyboard, which is almost 80% cheaper than the most expensive keyboard in this list. Does it do 80% less? Actually, yeah, it's pretty close. The only good thing about this product is the fact that you can set up your iPad really how you want. There's only 3 viewing angles, but the keyboard's unattached, so you could like be typing from here if you really wanted to, be typing from here if you really wanted to. But at the end of the day, this is no different than a standalone keyboard and a case. The only thing that's kind of worth noting about this keyboard is that it's got 1 or 2 more shortcut keys like copy and paste, which could be handy if the keyboard was usable, which is what we're going to talk about next, because the cons, well, this ProCase doesn't have a full keyboard. These keys are shorter than the full-size keyboard, so they're going to wreak havoc on your muscle memory. Honestly, have fun trying to write more than half a page at a time, because I couldn't even finish writing the actual review for this product on this keyboard because it's just so terrible. Which is why at the beginning of this blurb I said it is 80% less, because you can actually type on it well, so kind of what's the point of this product? It's a keyboard case that you can't use the keyboard well with. This keyboard has the smallest battery life out of all the products in this video at 70 hours, and the keyboard feels incredibly cheap. That's not a good sound. And it also uses Bluetooth 3.0, not 4.0 or 5.0, 3.0. Welcome to 2005. And with all those things considered, that is why the ProCase comes dead last in my rankings. Next up is the Zagg Slim Book Go. Now, I thought this $130 keyboard was spectacular only because I used this product after using the Brydge Pro, and this one just worked way better. The standout feature of this product is the hinge, not on the keyboard part, but on the case part. It's incredibly useful. Now, the design team at Zagg looked at the iPad and answered the question, how can I get the most out of this Apple product instead of let's try to make it a laptop? The flexibility of viewing angles makes this case a great product to have around the house. And the hardshell case allows you to be a little rougher with the product. Now, on the flip side, the latch that holds this entire case set up together, this part, it's a little too flimsy from my perspective. The material on the keyboard will wear quicker than usual, and the iPad buttons are hard to press through the case. Now, there were 2 kickers on this unit that I had. The first one was that the keys were actually kind of hard to press, which made the entire typing experience subpar. Also, the case made a high-pitched whine. Do check out the full review if you want to hear what that sounds like. Now, using the Slim Book Go on your lap or on a couch is near impossible because the footprint of this product is incredibly large. It's bigger than the iPad. Add that to the really flimsy magnetic hinge and it feels like it's gonna fall off and come apart all the time. Now, does the flexibility of this hinge on this part of the product outweigh the failures of the keyboard? Not really, because as of this day that I'm filming this video, it's number 5 in my list of iPad Pro keyboards. Next up is the $130 Logitech Slim Folio Pro, and this is a hidden gem. If you're looking for a straight up alternative to Apple's own smart folio case, then get the Slim Folio Pro. This product is tough, the typing experience is top notch, and the magnetic latch makes the entire setup feel incredibly solid. But the best thing about this product is the typing experience. The full-size keyboard is responsive, the keys are of normal size, and Logitech includes a search button shortcut, which is incredibly handy when using iPad OS. Now, the best thing about this product is how the keyboard actually gets activated. The keyboard only turns on when the bottom of the case portion, this part, touches this strip. Keyboard's on. This feature is great for two reasons. The first being that you can easily use your iPad's on-screen keyboard when it's folded over like that. You don't have to turn off the Bluetooth. You don't have to try to find the on-screen keyboard button. It just shows up because the Bluetooth keyboard has been turned off because you've removed the case from the switch. It's so nice. The second is that using this keyboard is a split second faster. It powers on milliseconds right before you start typing. Every other Bluetooth keyboard in this video requires you to wake the keyboard up if it's been asleep for too long. And after you wake it up, it has to sometimes repair. And even though it takes a split second, it's just not as fast as, you know, the smart connector products that you may have come across. Logitech did an awesome thing with this entire setup, and it just alleviates that problem just by a little bit. First world problems, I guess. Now, there are two downsides to this product. The first is that buttons on this case are incredibly tough, and the second is that the hinge is a little too flimsy for my liking. With all things considered, the Logitech Slim Folio Pro is number 4 on my list. It's actually tied for number 3. Next up is the $150 Brydge Pro. It's been on sale for $100 for at least the last 6 weeks. I paid $120 for this product, so I really don't know how much it's actually going to go for. But from a value perspective, this keyboard is not worth more than $100 from my perspective. The pros for this product is that it makes your iPad look like a laptop. And really, it's just a superficial thing because an iPad cannot be a laptop. Also, it's the only product in this list that allows you to connect your keyboard through a wired connection to your iPad. The downside of this product is that it tries to make your iPad look like a laptop. iPads are not laptops. And if my iPad could talk, it would tell me that it doesn't like to have its screen being clamped down by these hinges so you can treat it like a laptop. Brydge is basically the Asian tiger parents who try to shove their kids into walks of life that they really don't want to be. No, Mom, I want to be a YouTuber. The Brydge Pro looks great on paper, but in real life, the entire setup is just too top heavy. The iPad weighs more than a keyboard and it has a propensity to topple over. Now, this isn't a big deal if you're using the Brydge Pro on a flat surface, but it gets annoying when you use it on your, well, lap, like a laptop. If you use a glass screen protector in your iPad, the Brydge Pro's hinges will start to come apart over time. Keep that in mind. They will send you replacement ones, but yeah, it doesn't work well with glass screen protectors. It might for a few times, but then it stops because it starts ripping. Now, if that wasn't enough to push you away from the Brydge Pro, the keys are slightly smaller than the average full-size keyboard, and the unit that I had was incredibly hard to type with. At the end of the day, the Brydge Pro sits at number 6 on my list. Now, if you're finding this best of list useful, consider getting your iPad keyboards through my Amazon links. This video is not sponsored. This channel's not sponsored. And so I'm on this mission to figure out what the best tech products are for my iOS devices and iPad OS devices and Mac devices, Apple devices in general, so any help you can give me is greatly appreciated. Next up is the Zagg Rugged Book Go. For an extra $20 more than the Slim Book Go, you can get the $150 Rugged Book Go, which basically eliminates all but one of the shortcomings of the Slim Book Go. The Rugged Book Go includes the same useful hinge as the Slim Book Go on the case portion, though it is slightly smaller. Didn't notice a difference between the two in terms of usage. The Apple Pencil, where it charges on the iPad, is encased at the top, which is way more useful than having the holder at the bottom like the Slim Book Go. The entire footprint of the setup is about an inch smaller than the Slim Book Go, which makes it easier to use on your lap, and the hinge is much stronger. That's right, these two products do not share a hinge design. The one on the Rugged Book Go is just so much better. The typing experience on the Rugged Book Go's full-size keyboard was top-notch as the keys were easy to press. The keyboard portion is made from a polycarbonate TPU blend rather than a fabric mix, so it's going to hold up to wear and tear just a little better. Now, the Rugged Book Go looks like it's going to flap around all the time, but Zagg has included magnets on the keyboard section that attach to the iPad, so it keeps everything together when you're out and about. However, it doesn't take much for two pieces to come apart, so if you absolutely need your keyboard case to stay together because you drop it, go with the Logitech Slim Folio Pro. Now, the only reason why this Rugged Book Go scores higher than the Slim Folio Pro is because this offers multiple viewing angles, whereas this offers maybe 2, and this has colored backlit keys, whereas in this is just white. The difference between these two products is 0.06 out of 5. They're that close. The only downside for this product are that the buttons are just so tough on this case. Like, so close, Zagg, so close to making the perfect non-Apple iPad Pro keyboard case. But as a side note, you should probably fire the guy who designs the buttons for your iPad cases. Overall, the Rugged Book Go sits at number 2 on my list. It's that good. Next up is the OG Smart Connector keyboard. It's like the Hyundai Pony. It's mostly useless, but it kind of sets the stage for the Hyundai Genesis. No, that wasn't a plug for Hyundai. I don't drive a Hyundai. I drive a Mazda. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Now the biggest upside about this product is that you can easily remove your iPad. Since the iPad isn't a laptop, you can easily add the keyboard functionality whenever you want. The keys are easier to clean than most, and unlike Bluetooth keyboards, there's no delay between setting up the keyboard and typing. Now if size is of concern, this is the thinnest keyboard case on my list. The downside of this product is that the typing experience is subpar, so if you need to occasionally write things down, it's worth considering, but I wouldn't spend more than an hour typing on this keyboard before getting annoyed with it. Now this product has been reviewed to death, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. It's number 7 on my list. Next up is the Brydge Pro. Now we're going to talk about the company that, again, tries to turn your iPad into a laptop, but with the $230 Brydge Pro Plus, it comes close because it has a trackpad. Now, I immediately thought that a product having a trackpad would just make my iPad work so much better and be a great iPad Magic keyboard alternative, but it's not, because the trackpad is terrible. So what's the point of this product? Honestly, you'd be better off buying an Apple keyboard with an Apple trackpad for like $250. Honestly, and if that's too expensive for you, you can keep the trackpad and buy like a $25 Anker Bluetooth keyboard. It would offer way better functionality than this Brydge Pro Plus would. My biggest gripe with this entire product is that Brydge doesn't want you to use the iPad like Apple intended. Now, before I elaborate on that, I'll kind of focus on the good thing. It makes your iPad look like a laptop. Even more so than the Brydge Pro, because the Brydge Pro Plus has a trackpad. Is there anything else, Monty, why this product's good? It's made from aluminum. All right, on to the cons. The Brydge Pro Plus looks way better than it performs. For every complaint I have about the Brydge Pro, I have for the Brydge Pro Plus. Now, the biggest difference between the Pro and the Pro Plus, again, is the trackpad. One has it, the other one doesn't. And the one that doesn't have it actually isn't much better than the one that does have it. The trackpad is slow and unresponsive. Anything past one finger usage is gonna be flaky, and all the wonderful gestures you've come to love on your Mac laptop or Apple trackpad don't exist on this Pro Plus. And that's my biggest gripe, because Brydge tries to mimic certain features of the Apple trackpad by making it do it their way. Not Apple's way, their way. So if you've never used an Apple trackpad, you're a keyboard and mouse user, that won't matter. But if you're a laptop user, going from a laptop gesturing Mac to this is going to be so frustrating for you. How frustrating do you think it might be? It's like if Brydge made iPhone cases and sort of, instead of swiping up, you have to swiggle up to get to your home screen. Yeah, silly. Now in my scoring system, the Brydge Pro Plus still sits at number 3, only because it does come with a trackpad feature. But there is also in my scoring system, trackpad experience, and it gets a big fat 0 in that category. Now, when it comes to premium accessories, there isn't really anything more expensive than a Magic Keyboard for $350. I guess you could buy some of those leather cases that are kind of way up there, but that's kind of silly from my perspective. Honestly, nothing tops this product. Unlike the Brydge products, it doesn't turn your iPad Pro into a laptop. It turns your iPad into a super iPad with laptop features. Honestly, Apple nailed it with this product. The last product to really blow my mind was the original AirPods, because it was just like, hey, you can sync things so easily between devices. That's incredible. The ease of use of this product, of the Magic Keyboard, is just amazing. It just works. It just works. You magnetically attach the iPad and away you go typing. You don't have to wait for the keyboard to power on. You don't have to wait for the Bluetooth to sync. You just go, you just work, you just type. It's just so great. Now, if you don't need to deal with the keyboard, you just pull the iPad off the Magic Keyboard and just start consuming content or playing games. Need the keyboard again? Well, just mount it again. And if that wasn't enough for you, you're gonna love charging your iPad through the Magic Keyboard, because the moment you set it up and you've got the charger plugged into the spine of the keyboard, your iPad starts charging. It's like the better version of Qi charging. You don't have to find something to plug in every single time you run low on battery power. You just basically just put it on. Charges. Just so simple. Honestly, the Magic Keyboard allows you to use your iPad when you want, how you want to. Every other non-Apple product in this list, it's just a hassle to remove the bulky keyboard element from the iPad. With this, again, just pow! I'm so sad that all these other products are terrible when compared to the Magic Keyboard. That's just... The hinge design of the Magic Keyboard also reduces the footprint of the product, so it's easier to tuck into places, and the center of gravity is closer to your body, so it's not as top heavy. Now, there are 2 downsides to this product. Is the first one, the price at $350 US. It's like another computer or another cost of an iPad, so it's expensive. And the worst part about this entire setup is that it's not going to offer your iPad a lot of protection if you drop it. So don't, because it will break your heart, wallet, and your iPad if you do. But if you are worried about dropping stuff, ask yourself this: when was the last time you dropped a laptop? Because Yeah, honestly, the Magic Keyboard makes your iPad easier to use, as well as it allows you to take your iPad further, which is why it's number 1 on my list. Now, there is one other product that I'm missing, and it's the Logitech keyboard that they announced fairly recently that comes with a smart connector. I wasn't able to buy one before this review. I don't actually think it's been released just yet officially. They've announced it. So when that thing comes, well, do check out the playlist with all the keyboard reviews. I will do a review for that product. But yeah, other than that, at this point in time, Magic Keyboard is the champion. Like, I honestly, there is nothing that compares to it.
For $20 less, me, Magic Keyboard by Apple. It's really hard to beat Apple's base product for trackpads, and it's going to be the Zagg Rugged Book Go. This is a $150 case, and a very close second is going to be the Logitech. I've done this like 50 times already. I'm getting so annoyed.
I'm Val, and I'm the one with the different colored nail polish who gets to show you all the things that Monty wants you to see. First up is the ProCase. This is a whoa, and also the case made a high pipe. Hello? Good. The one on the Rugged Bow. Now, if you're finding this video useful, consider getting your iPad Pro keyboard's key. Blah 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 blah. First time watching my videos, and do encourage you to click subscribe. Do an actual, real, unbiased, unsponsored product reviews. It's far and few between, because everybody loves taking money from companies, but apparently I don't like to. Frick. Click subscribe. Thanks for watching.